Hello traders, welcome to the live stream. Welcome back to Simply Forex. Trader Tom here. I am all yours for the next 40 minutes or so. And I have literally just gotten into a trade, guys. All right, so yeah, we'll talk you through this trade in a second, but it's pound Swiss franc, one of my trade ideas from yesterday. And we're also looking at US dollar, Canadian dollar, but I preferred the pound Swiss franc setup. So yeah, I'll talk you through both of them guys very shortly. Before we do, let's like I say, guys, let's tell you what's going to happen in the live stream. So I'm going to show you a trade I just got into and the trades I'm looking at, but it's also your opportunity to ask as many questions as you like about anything to do with trading. You could also ask me questions about football. Geography, I'm not bad, like capital cities, I'm pretty good at. What else is my films? I'm pretty good at films. These would be my top quiz topics if I was to choose them. So yeah, feel free to fire me any questions you like, but mainly to do with trading. Yeah, so there you go, guys. That's the plan. There's no news, so we always take a look at the economic calendar, but there's no news, you know, and 2.5 hours away is the news, so we won't that won't come out during the live stream, so we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, what else is there? That's about it, guys. So yeah, don't be shy. We'll look at some. We literally just got into a trade, so we'll look at a live trade I've just taken. And yeah, ask as many questions as you like. I'm repeating myself and rambling. I do apologize. I haven't had my vodka. Let's do that. That's better. And apologies for being late. It's the editor's fault as usual. Right, let's see who's in. Skelts, afternoon, Tom and VIP. How are you, Skelts? What's up, Rich Paul? Nor, how are you, mate? Castor, Troy, the best name ever. How are you, mate? Father Sunglasses. Jimmy Noodles, good to have you on the live stream, mate. Don't normally see your name on the live stream. You sound much better. I do. Yeah, I've stopped chewing tobacco, so the throat is better now. Father Sunglasses, how to become a disciplined trader. Okay, Father Sunglasses, have you got 3 hours free? But no, we'll look at a few things about that. Godwin, how are you? Okay, all right, Castor, nice one. Yes, send me that over. Right, so as per my trade ideas today, guys, we've really had a couple of setups, right? So US dollar, Canadian dollar, I wanted to buy. Okay, why did I want to buy? Just quickly recap. I wanted to buy because we're in an uptrend. Higher highs, and these lows haven't broken. Okay, we had a nice bullish candle yesterday, and the idea is just to come back up to these highs. All right, you know, quite logical, price action orientated stuff. Yeah, I'm not reinventing the wheel. So yeah. And if we look at the H1, we've literally had a setup. You know, I could have got into this, but I took pound Swiss franc instead. But, you know, if we look at H1, we've had a retrace, you know, like close enough to the moving average 20, and we've had a nice bullish candle. All right, so we could have entered here, put your stop, you know, maybe below the moving average 20. So this would have been one idea, okay? And, you know, there's still just about enough room to get your 1:1 back up to here. All right, and that's the bare minimum we want, 1:1. Okay, that's usually where I will close 80% of my trade and let 20% run for 12 years. All right, but the trade I have got into, guys, is this: is pound Swiss franc. I've also had my haircut today. I thought I should mention this. Nobody's, you know, said, "Oh, nice haircut, Tom," or anything like that. So, new Barnet. The other one, pound Swiss franc. You do not care about my hairstyle. I understand. Yeah, pound Swiss franc, guys. We were in this uptrend, and for me, you know, this may seem crazy, but we are still in a downtrend. Because we have, once we broke these lows, we have lower lows, and there's nothing in here or in here that constitutes the last high, except this level. And this level didn't break. Instead, we've had a very bearish reaction here, and price has been coming down ever since, to the point that we're now below the moving average 20, right? So I was happy to look for sells back down to this level, if not this level. And now, guys, I'm going to show you the H4 to start with, because I like the break of H4 structure, right? This is one thing we were looking at. So price has come down, okay, and we've broken these last lows with a nicely bearish H4 candle. Yeah, that is very bearish. I didn't enter on the break because there was not enough. So why didn't I enter on the break? First of all, I don't like trading breakouts. And let me explain why, guys. Because if you trade a breakout, like on the H4, you know, or the H1 we'll have a look at, where do you put your stop, right? If we start selling here, where do you put your stop? Up here? Because for me, I have to put my stop in a downtrend above the last swing high. And this is the last swing high. Yeah, but then all of a sudden, your trade doesn't make sense, right? Yeah, because, you know, this is your first target. If you're selling there, your stop loss is here, and your take profits there, you have a very badly skewed risk to reward. Yeah. Now, what did I wait for? So I didn't trade the break. I don't like trading a break, right? So what I wait for is a retrace, okay? And that's exactly what we've got here on the H1. So it's worth pointing out this as well, guys. So even on the H1, let's go back to when we broke this level. So even when we broke this level on the H1, right, at this level here, I still need to put my stop. Doesn't matter if it's H4 or H1. I need to put my stop above the last swing highs. And for me, that's here. So I'd still need to put my stop up here, even on the H1. So if that's the case, what I say to myself is, go get a cup of tea, yeah, and some chocolate hobnobs, relax, yeah, come back to the chart later on and see if it gives you a new lower high, right? And if I get out of here, this is what this candle has given me, right? So we're in this H1 downtrend, price has retraced, we've got this nice bearish candle, okay? And that was the last high. Now I'm treating this as the last high. Okay, so now I can hide my stop above this candle. I've actually put my stop just above this grey zone. Okay, entered here. And again, I'll just take profit at this last low and then leave some money to run. All right, guys, so that's why I waited for this retrace and this candle. It makes the trade from a risk to reward point of view tradable, and from a charting point of view, it's also tradable, right? So there you go, guys. That's the trade I'm in. I've literally just put it in the VIP Trading Academy. But you could have also taken US dollar, Canadian dollar, but I preferred this setup. Right, amigos, who else have we got in? CJ, how are you, CJ? Hope trading's going well. Yes, it has been. It's been a slow week and a half, I would say, guys. Yeah, it has been a slow week and a half. So yeah, you know, the market's going to be like this now and again, guys. Just it's not you or your trading; it's the environment you're in. You're just going to have slow weeks. Rich Paul, try to invite traders who are trend following next time. Well, Rich Paul, we was having this conversation in the VIP, and there are many ways to cook an egg, or many ways to skin a cat. But I think many ways to cook an egg is more PC than skinning cats, right? We don't want to do that. So yeah, you know, it doesn't. You could be trend following, counter trend. You could trade the weekly. You could trade a million indicators. You could trade on the 5-minute chart and scalp. You can be a swing trader. Yeah, you know, there's a million ways. Long as you get consistent, profits, then who's to argue? Yeah, you are right until proven otherwise, right? But for me, it makes sense to follow trend. For me, it puts the probabilities in my favor. Yeah, because if enough people seeing that direction, then enough people should get behind the trade and follow that direction. But yeah, many ways to cook an egg. Michael Forbes, good to see you, Tom. Good to see you, mate. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Okay, Greg. Good day, Greg. Nice haircut, Tom. Thank you for saying that, Michael. Wasn't forced at all. I understand. Yeah. Chocolate hobnobs. Yes, that's very British. Chowdhury, what is the name of this drawing tool? This drawing tool is called Epic Pen. Check it out. I should probably get commission from Epic Pen, the amount of times I mention it. Right, okay, so we've got a question here, guys, and I welcome anyone to chip in, right? I'm actually going to put an alarm here because this is my target, all right, on this pound Swiss franc trade. Now, this is a very broad subject, and Father Sunglasses is how to become a disciplined trader and how to stay disciplined, right? You know, obviously a very broad subject, you know, discipline in general, not just in trading, but in life. You know, when it comes to chocolate hobnobs, I have no discipline. When it comes to trading, I'm pretty good. Okay, so discipline for me was a byproduct of pain. Yeah, so if you do enough undisciplined trades, like, oh, I'll get in there, it's an okay setup, yeah, I've been waiting all day, I need a trade, I'm gonna take the trade, and you've had no discipline to wait for your setup, or you've traded a average setup, or you haven't had the discipline to keep your hedge or stop loss where it is, these types of typical mistakes, then every time you do that, right, firstly, it's important to be punished. If you do something stupid, right, on the charts that doesn't follow your strategy, you must be punished. Because if you're not punished, then it almost reinforces the idea that, it's okay, I can get away with this one, or I can get away with that one. And the answer is you can't get away with anything. The market will come and kick you up the arse, right? So every time you do something undisciplined, write down what it cost you financially. So let's say you was in euro US dollar sales, and you took a half. It was kind of as per your rules, but not fully, and you took the trade to sell it, and then you get stopped out. Write down that dollar amount. Say, like, right, that cost me, $500. And then at the end of the week, or not the week, maybe the end of the month, all the undisciplined things you've done will have, excuse my voice, it's the Barry White coming back. All those basically undisciplined, shitty trades that you've done will have a dollar amount, and that dollar amount will hurt. Yeah, if by the end of the month it's cost you, I don't know, like $1,500, you will soon become disciplined. Okay, so that's how my discipline has come about. It's the cost of being undisciplined that really motivates me to stay disciplined. All right, so yeah, that's how I would do it, Father Sunglasses, because psychology is not tangible, right? We can say you should be more disciplined, right? And you're like, yeah, how do I do that? What are you saying? So if you can make it tangible by putting a dollar amount to it, yeah, and that's how I become more disciplined and just more patient, more disciplined, more in control of my trading. So, Father Sunglasses, I hope that helps. Right, but yeah, like the question, Father Sunglasses. Funnily enough, I'm speaking to a psychologist, and we'll our podcast that we have every Tuesday. I'll get him on soon. And he's a psychologist specifically for traders. He's a trader himself. He's been doing it for 20 years. So he trumps me. But yeah, you know, we'll speak to him about that soon. Right, what else? Yeah, okay. And Father Sunglasses continues. Let's continue with this. It's an interesting topic. So any tips on how to be disciplined? So I give you that. And then consistency, right? Yeah, so it all breeds the same thing, right? So consistency comes from being consistent, right? Bear with me. Let me explain, right? Because, you know, I have like my time where I do my analysis and set my trades up, right? I have the times where I, you know, look at the charts and keep an eye on things, right? I have my time away from the screen. Yeah, I know what my boundaries are with the amount of time I can trade or the amount of trades I can do. So consistency comes through being consistent and doing the same things every day. My days, you know, so I don't want to sound like a dull, boring git, but when I have my trading days, they are like mirror images of each other, right? I'll get up, I'll do my daily analysis vid with my cup of coffee and bran flakes with banana or blueberries usually. I know you don't care about my eating habits, but that's how I roll. And then I'll do my analysis. And then after my analysis, I will send the vid. I will do my YouTube vid and send that in the morning, right? And then after that, I go down the gym because that's usually quite early and before the London Open, right? And I go down the gym and then I come back and the gym puts me in the right mindset to trade. I've let a lot of steam out in the gym. I don't have anything pent up. You know, I'm ready to trade. And then really my trading day is quite slow, dull and boring, right? I just set up my alarms on the trades that I'm interested in, okay? And if they go off, I then spring into action like Steven Seagal and Chuck Norris, right? And that's it. And then usually I'm done. Well, I like to be done really before the New York session. Yeah. I mean, I took a trade just now, literally before the New York session. Will I take another trade in the New York session? Unlikely, right? Yeah. And then I do this live stream. And then when I go pick up my daughter, that's about it for me. I'm done, really. So that consistency is what makes you consistent, right? So yeah, I hope that helps as well, Father Sunglasses. But you know, there's also, you need to have a strategy that you're confident with. You need to control the three main things, right? You need to have a strategy that you understand and know exactly when to trade and how to trade. If XYZ happens, I trade. You also need to have tight control of your money and risk management. Yeah, I risk 1% per trade or 2%, whatever you risk. Yeah, and then you have to have a control of your psychology. And this is more what we're talking about. All this routine, this consistency creates for a good psychological homeostasis level. Yeah, I'm rarely, you know, I'm rarely, woohoo, I've had a good trade. Oh no, I've had a bad trade. It's just, yeah, you know, it is. So that's how you want to be, really, guys, you know, just to get that consistency. So yeah, there you go, guys. There's my couple of pence worth. Guys, you know, if you want chats like this every day and to, you know, to get people to help you, then we have conversations like this in the VIP Trading Academy, guys, right? And you can get free access to this now. So not only do I give you my trade signals, we have chats, you know, in there about psychology, you know, strategies, trades we're seeing, many things. All right, so come check out the VIP Trading Academy. You can get it for free if you sign up with one of our preferred brokers. Check it out. Right, what else are we looking at? But good questions, Father Sunglasses. You can just shorten your name. There's too many syllables. It takes a while to say. Say it with Stone. Ciao, Tommaso. Yeah, Tommaso. I prefer that to Tom. I sound like an Italian midfield general. Wonder why you didn't enter euro US dollar. Do you mean sells or buys? So euro US dollar, there's an argument for buying and selling. So that's why I haven't traded that one, and we can look at that in a minute. Okay, thanks for the trade ideas. I'm in buys on both US dollar, Canadian dollar, and euro pound. Okay, euro pounds hit targets. A nice trade. I hope you, took some profit. So Nor's got a really good idea here, guys. So Nor said, true, Tom, I kept writing all my mistakes and losses that it cost me, when it cost him. And he put it in front of himself to see. Then I started following my checklist, and every trade I just do my checklist. Yeah, good advice, Nor. Yeah, do that. You want your F-ups, your bad trading to be tangible. Yeah, it needs to have a cost to it. Okay, so do that. Jimmy Noodle, set alarms at key areas. Don't look at charts until you get an alarm. Exactly. That's exactly what I do, Jimmy. Just set my alarms up. I do not want to be looking at the charts all day. Yeah, I've got better things to do than looking at charts, right? So yeah, just set your alarms. Yeah. Having said that, I really enjoy looking at charts and talking to you guys about it, but I'm a little bit sad. So there you go. How do you factor in swap fees? So swap fees, somebody mentioned this to me earlier on, how oil trades overnight and the swap fees are high. Yeah, okay. So swap fees are just swap fees. You cannot do a thing about them. You cannot, you could factor them in and perhaps, go for an extra pip profit. But then I would argue you're trading your P&L. And you're not trading the market, right? So it's just the cost of business. This is how I see swap fees. My, commissions and swap fees are my cost for doing business. There's not many companies in the world where you can open up your laptop and make money, right? It's quite unique trading in that respect, yeah? Which again is a double-edged sword as well. You can make money, you can lose money very quickly. But there's not many companies in the world you can open your laptop, spend a couple of hours a day and make some money, right? So that's how I see it. The swaps are the cost of me trading. Yeah, and I have no problem with it. Right, what else are we looking at here, guys? So Father Sunglasses, just to sort of keep going on this point. So how often during the day do you look back at your computer? So like Jimmy just said, like I've said before, just set alarms. Yeah. So this trade here, pound Swiss franc, I've just entered here. Okay. And my stop's up here. Okay. Now, really, look at my alarms. Yeah. If price comes down to here, okay, I am looking to close this trade, yeah, once I hear my alarm. But overnight, I will have a take profit in place. But if I'm here looking at the screen, then I don't need to, yeah. I can just hear the alarm, and I have an alarm because price sometimes does this. You get a candle like that. And then you've got to ask yourself, do I really want to get out of this trade yet at this level? And the answer's no, you don't, yeah. So that's, and that's all I'm interested in. Yeah, I won't look at the chart until one of those things has happened. Or let's look at US dollar, Canadian dollar. I was interested in this level with US dollar, Canadian dollar. Yeah, because if you look at H1, this was a buy idea for me. Yeah, and this last high here was where I set my alarm. It also coincided nicely with the moving average 20. All right. And, it hasn't hit my alarm. And this was probably one of the reasons why I was more interested in pound Swiss franc sells than I am US dollar, Canadian dollar buys. And just do that. Yeah. Don't, but having said all that, I've been trading for a very long time. If you haven't been trading for a long time, right, it's still important for you to get screen time. Yeah, you've got to understand how you know, trends move, structure moves, how candlesticks move, you know, how individual currencies move different from other currencies. You know, you need to get a bit of screen time, you know, understand the amount of pips, you know, something like Aussie dollar, New Zealand can move compared to pound Canadian dollar. They're going to move very different pips, amount of pips in an hour. So if you're new, get the screen time in. So you become, you know, at one, yeah, Zen-like with the charts. But once you've got that and you've got your strategy, just set alarms. Yeah, you don't want to be looking at the screens all day. It's not healthy. But you do want to be looking at Simply Forex YouTube videos all day. Now that's very healthy. The editor will be so happy with me with that comment. Right, what else are we looking at? Okay, let's have a look at a currency pair. We've done all this and we haven't even looked at a currency pair today. So let's look at Euro US dollar and gold. So Euro US dollar. And again, this is why I do multiple time frame analysis, right? Now, if you looked at H4, and this could well go down, right? If you looked at Euro US dollar, right, and you traded H4, right, you are selling that. It's come back to this level, and we're currently getting a nice bearish candle, right? So that is the textbook, you know, holy grail of setups where you get a break of structure. What was once support becomes resistance, and we start selling. Yeah, you ask Brett in the VIP, he loves this trade more than he loves rum, dark rum. I know he likes dark rum. So yeah, that, you know, it's a good setup, right? So H4, I would sell it. H1, I would sell it. Yeah, H1, I would still sell it. Yeah, we're still below the moving average 20. I and ah'd because is that the last high? But we're still below the moving average 20 and we're still getting bearish candles. All right, so H4 and H1 are saying to me, you know, Tom, let's take this lower, right? And I'd aim for, you know, there is a level through here. So maybe there's not a lot of room, but if it breaks that, we can aim back down to this level in here. But all I've looked at is H4 and H1. If I look at the day chart now, you know, do you want to sell that? Right? And the answer is no. Yeah, you don't want to sell that, right? Because we, all of us, Euro US dollar is in an uptrend. And it is currently back at a nice level of support and resistance. Now, if I look at the day chart, I want to see price building up from here and buy it. Okay, so you can see how that multi-time frame analysis, this top-down approach, it's going to keep you out of a lot of trades, right? You're going to find less setups. If you traded H4 and H1 only, you would have many trades in a week, right? If you throw the day chart in the mix as well, you're going to limit the amount of trades. And that's exactly what I want to do. I don't want loads of trades. Yeah, I don't. You know, one trade a day will do me just fine. Okay, even if I don't get a trade, it's fine, right? So, you know, getting mixed signs with Euro US dollar. So I would stay out of the market. Yeah, not interested in buying. You know, if we got something like this, yeah, and a nice bullish candle, yeah, then maybe that's a buying opportunity. But right now, contradiction between time frames. Right, what else do we want to look at? Gold. You are gold. Guys, before we look at gold and I sing anymore, if I could ask everyone, if you're enjoying the live stream, then please come subscribe to the channel, guys. Yeah, we'd love to have you smash that subscribe button right now. Also smash the notification button. And if everyone could please smash the like button while I have a drink of water, honestly. Okay, right. So let's see who else we've got in. So Heath, how are you, Heath? Glad you're better. Cheers, mate. All good now. Brad, hope you're well, mate. Cheers, Brad. All good. Yeah, Skelts. 4-hour break and retest is Brett's signature move. It's his signature dish. If he was a chef, that would be his signature dish. Godwin. We're going to look at Aussie dollar, US dollar, because Godwin is a Simply Forex YouTube member. His name's in green, so he'll get priority questions, guys. If you want to be and show your support for the channel, you can also become a Simply Forex YouTube member. All right, so yeah, check it out. There's many perks for doing so. And also, while I'm at it, come join our free trading community. If you haven't joined our trading community of like-minded traders sharing knowledge, ideas, experiences, then please come join the free Discord channel. All you need to do is create a username and we let you in. Yeah, we are terrible bouncers. Right, Aussie dollar, US dollar. So let's okay, all right. I was going to do this one together, but I'll do this one, guys, because we haven't got that long. Where's the time gone? We was having such a good chat about psychology and all that. The time has vanished. The weekly chart. Now, if I'm looking at the weekly chart, right, downtrend, lower lows, and these highs are intact. Okay. So it makes sense that selling from here would be a very good idea, right, on the weekly chart, especially if this weekly candle closed below the moving average 20. It just gives me that little bit more impetus to look for sells. All right, I would look for sells on that weekly chart all day long. Now, again, another reason why we look at multiple time frames, look at the day chart. You would buy that all day long, right? If you just look at the daily chart, yeah, retrace to a really nice, you know, this last high in here, yeah. I would be looking for a bounce off this level and to buy this. So, you know, it would take me, you know, seconds to read this chart. I'd be like, right, weekly is telling me to sell, daily is telling me to buy. What the hell should I do? You should stay out of the market. Simple as that. All right. So yeah, that's, you know, once I have such contradiction on the weekly and daily, not interested. Okay. So you know, if anything, I would follow the weekly chart. Yeah, on this example, and you know, but so what would I need to see for a trade? I would need to see this, yeah, just a break of day trend, you know. So where price goes from here, I don't know, right? Maybe it comes up to here, yeah, and then finally, bang, we get a break of this low. Let's say market looks like that. If we get that, a daily downtrend followed by a weekly downtrend and weekly resistance level, I will be selling the bejesus out of that all the way down to here, potentially all the way down to there. All right, so yeah, that's what I would need to see. But today, for me, no trade on Aussie dollar, US dollar. Right, what else are we looking at? Gold. Okay, so Castor's interested in gold. Who else was interested in gold? Kim. Rightio, let's have a look at gold. Gold is a sell idea for me today. If I, you know, if it was one of my trade ideas, this was almost a selling opportunity. Right, so weekly chart, right? Admittedly, yeah, this is in, you know, a very bullish weekly uptrend. Okay, and this is where we're at. Right, there's no denying that. Yeah. But we know up here, gold was crazy overbought. Yeah, if we zoom out, it was at like crazy all-time highs. Yeah. Okay. So my Mr. T gold necklace that I wear at weekends is now worth a fortune, right? But, well, no buts, right? Weekly chart, we're in an uptrend. We're starting to see sellers. This candle here told us sellers. This candle here, sellers. This candle, not so much because of this wick. This candle, mainly sellers. All right, and there's lots of room to move into because we're still not close to the moving average 20. Right now, if we go to the day chart, we are in a downtrend on gold. Yeah, no two ways about it. Right. Okay, let's say this. Bang. As soon as we broke that low with that candle here, that is a downtrend. We're below the moving average 20, right? We're in a downtrend. Also, yeah, at this area here where price has just been flirting with, like I would flirt with Gal Gadot on a date, we had a bearish candle, but it wasn't a trade idea because this just wasn't bearish enough, right? It's if you compare it to this candle, but if you said, Tom, how would you trade? I would sell this back down to these lows. Now let's look at some clues. Let's look at H4. It's scruffy, right? That's scruffy price action. If we just take it from here, right? So uptrend, would we class that break as a downtrend, lower lows? Tricky to say 100% that is a lower low. Yeah, and it's tricky to find highs in here, right? So H4 price action or structure isn't that clear, right? But we know it's coming off a nice resistance level and sellers are coming in. Yeah, you can see that. But if you look at H1, it's a sell all day long, right? Like, prices come down. Right, let's do that again. This is like overnight price action. So you just don't include that really, guys. So there, right? So we are getting lower, we'll start here, lower highs, lower lows. That is clearly in a downtrend, right? And if you've got a nice bearish candle here, which we may be getting, it may be worth taking a trade, literally back down to these lows, if not further. Yeah, so I like gold for sells today. Yeah, that could be a good selling opportunity. Let's see how this H1 candle finishes. What I'd like to see is a nice big bearish candle that finishes just below the moving average 20. Yeah, I know it's, I know it's not a huge thing if it doesn't, close below that moving average 20, but it just, yeah, like I say, it just gives me that extra piece of impetus and confidence in the trade. But let's see, this hourly candle still hasn't finished. Anything could happen. Okay, what else are we looking at? So we looked at gold. Brett, we were talking about you, Brett. Was your ears burning? Right, what else are we looking at? File cool. Heath Hayden. Gold is choppy. Yeah, like it for sales. Good. Okay. All right. Did we have another question? Could you please check oil? Okay, let's have a quick check at oil, and we'll make this the last one, guys. Guys, before I check oil, please come join the channel. Otherwise, I will speak in syllables all the time. No, but come join the channel, guys. Subscribe to the channel right now, and also smash the like button. It really helps support the vid, and come get involved in some other things we do. We've got a trading community. We've got a VIP trading academy. We have got YouTube membership. Get involved. Yeah, come join us. Oil. Oil, like I know the chart, you know, don't want to sound like, oh, I know, but oil is in a daily downtrend, but at a weekly moving average 20, right? So let's look at oil. Now, like I said, weekly chart, right? All right, guys. Well, we haven't got enough time, but I would say this, right, is in. So there's two ways of looking at this, right? You could argue this. Weekly is in an uptrend, right? We're getting higher lows, higher highs, right? And we're in the vicinity of the moving average 20, okay? But do I want to buy that weekly candle? No, I do not, right? Or you could argue this, right? That was the last low there. I don't know if that is significant enough to say that, okay? Which is creating a bit of ambiguity for me on oil and trading oil. This is the only thing I'm unsure about, right? But it is at the moving average 20. Now, looking at this, right, let's move this across as well. There's an area in here, but there's still plenty of pips to be had there. So weekly, I'm a bit torn, right? Whereas if we look at the day chart, you know, it's a sell. Yeah, you know, no two ways about it, right? We was in this range up here, broke down, and this is where we find ourselves. Little pop there, okay? The problem with oil and selling oil, right, is there's just not a lot of value here, right? It's moved such a large way and such a, you know, well, it's just moved such a large way away from the moving average 20. Is there enough value? Because the 76 would probably be my target. All right, but looking at both weekly and daily, really we want to sell oil. Okay, now let's look, you know, just for obvious reasons. Structurally, this is in a downtrend, just bearish, 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 nothing but sellers in town. Let's look at the H4. Okay, and even the H4 has broken these lows here. Now, arguably, that's had a nice retrace, and that was a good entry to take lower. Yeah, so potentially it's a good sell trade right now. I'm just a little, it's not oversold on the H4, yeah, by no means, right? I'm just a little wary of how oversold it is on the daily. So, yeah, all right, but that could be a potentially good trade there. If you look at the H1, yeah, we're getting a nice, you know, break of this level and retest currently. All right, so yeah, but the problem with this is where do you put your stop? Just looking at the H1, I would need to put my stop up here, right? So this is the problem I see with this trade as well. But generally speaking, guys, I would want to sell oil. Right, on that note, guys, I would like to thank all of you for joining me for the live stream. Can't do it without you guys. Really appreciate all your questions. Thanks for spending some time with me. Muchas gracias. Also, guys, yeah, don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, and all of that business. Guys, have a